What's up everyone, this is FP6 bringing you some more Fusion Cup practice battles. In my previous video, my tournament recap video, I mentioned that my current team that I ran for that tournament was a little bit weak to Altaria. And so I did a lot of thinking about how I'm going to kind of adapt my team to this, or how I'm going to adapt my playstyle to this weakness. And so I'm trying out Altaria instead of Noctowl on my team of 6. So you'll see some battles here utilizing this team of 6, but the more and more I think about this cup, especially since it's a little bit more wide open now that the meta has evolved, it's very hard to build a completely solid team that has no weaknesses. It's just a very challenging thing, and I think one of the skills that we have to learn as battlers is how to combat these weaknesses and be aware of our team's weaknesses and then play around it. So for example, now this current team of 6 that I'm running on the screen there, I have a pretty significant weakness to Whiscash. Whiscash is going to beat Empoleon, and my Bronzong and my Altaria, because I don't have that attack breakpoint on my Altaria, as well as my Charizard. It has decent matchups against that. So I really only have Poliwrath and Shiftry as counters to Whiscash. But if I bring Noctowl back into my line of 6, then I kind of have a slight Altaria weakness. My Empoleon can beat Altaria. It has good enough IVs to solidify that matchup, but only if I'm able to land the Flash Cannon. So it's very dependent on my ability to land that. Not a comfortable win there. My Poliwrath is going to be able to beat Altaria, and my Bronzong is going to do decent against Altaria, but that Dragon Breath damage can really add up. Sorry if you hear noises in the background. Sounds like the garbage man is doing his duty over there. But yeah, so these are kind of just interesting things to consider. So these battles I'm going to be using Altaria instead of my Noctowl and just kind of feeling it out. Great thing about Altaria is that it is the king flyer. It's going to beat all of the other flyers. It's going to beat Charizard. It's going to beat Noctowl. Is anyone running Golbat? It's going to beat Golbat. So it's going to beat all the other flyers. But you do have that really bad ice weakness, that double weakness to ice. But my team right here is pretty anti-ice, man. Empoleon, Poliwrath, and Charizard and Bronzong really kind of destroy the ice types. So I don't know, some things to consider. I have my Poliwrath against this Whiscash. So these battles are against All Out Blitzel, and you can see he is running Whiscash. So you can kind of see how I handle this Whiscash weakness. I have my Poliwrath on this Whiscash, which is really great for me. I can just go straight Dynamic Punch. He switches in his Noctowl, and it actually catches this Ice Punch, which is totally great for me. His Whiscash was very close to Ice Punch range anyway, so that's why I was going for that. And now his Noctowl is switch locked against my Bronzong. Pretty sure my Bronzong can survive 2 Nightshades and survive with just a little bit of health, so I'm fully committing to fast move farming this down. Even if this is a Nightshade, I believe I would survive with just a sliver of health, which is exactly what I want. But he goes for the Sky Attack. He brings in his Whiscash, so it makes sense why he went for the Sky Attack. He wants to leave this Bronzong with a little bit more health so this Whiscash can come in and mudshot this thing down. But since I fully committed to a fast move farm down on that Noctowl, I'm able to throw 2 Psyshocks. Out comes the Quagsire, so he ran double Mudboy here. I'm still able to get off another Psyshock here, but now his Whiscash is loaded and his Quagsire is loaded. Gonna bring out my Poliwrath. If this is an Earthquake, it's gonna take me out. But he based me with Stone Edge. Great play on his part. I could have farmed up even a little bit extra there, but I'm going for the Ice Punch, hoping to draw his shield. I do get the shield. And now I should be able to comfortably, yeah, I beat it to the Ice Punch here. And that's just enough to take out the Quagsire with 1 more Mudshot even. That's even better for me. Out comes the Whiscash. I'm still not in Mud Bomb range. I'm going to be able to survive this. And then I should be able to throw this Ice Punch and take this match. Survive with very little health here. Here comes the Ice Punch. Able to take out the Whiscash. Good games there, all out Blitzel. I think we only had time to get 2 games in there, but he had the Whiscash, so it really stress tested my line. These next battles are against E. Walters Texas, I believe. That TX stands for Texas at the end there. I have never played against a Kingdra in the Fusion Cup, so I kind of didn't know how to approach this, but while I was doing this, I'm like, oh geez, the Kingdra has Octazooka. I should have just immediately went for the Leaf Blades instead of trying to stack back-to-back ones here. Luckily, I didn't get the debuff, and I'm going to be able to throw another Leaf Blade here. But because of Kingdra's Dragon and Water typing, these are only hitting neutral, so I can't one-shot it. Leaf Blade is not as good as a Frenzy Plant was that we experienced back in the Timeless Cup with Venusaur and Meganium. So in the one shield scenario, that is not very good for Shiftry. Just learned that to experience. I have not looked into the Kingdra matchups at all. We CMP tie here. Oh, so annoying. I'm not going to shield this, and it ends up only being an Octazooka, and I don't get the debuff again. I'm getting very lucky here, because normally when I do this in a tournament, I get the debuff. I tried to undercharge that Ice Punch to farm it down even more, but I shouldn't have hit any bubbles, and then I might have been able to farm it down even more, because I knew something was going to come out that's going to counter my Poliwrath. Charizard is a decent answer to Poliwrath, but it's honestly kind of a neutral matchup. Those Ice Punches are going to hit for neutral, and it's definitely going to threaten Charizard. So I switch in my own Charizard here. Going to shield this up, and it is a Blast Burn. He's farmed up a lot of energy. Dude, that Garbage Man is going to town out there. If you guys hear those noises, really sorry. Okay, get the last shield. Even if this is Blast Burn, I think I barely survive. But it's only a Dragon Claw, even better for me. I farm one more Fire Spin. Gonna throw my Dragon Claw here. Down goes the Charizard. And Empoleon is in the back. That Waterfall absolutely wrecks me. But this is where Poliwrath is really going to shine. Honestly, Poliwrath was almost in range of being KO'd by a Hydro Cannon there. I've done more practicing with Poliwrath against Empoleon now. And the Hydro Cannon, because it's such a good move, still does a good amount of damage. So, very close there at the end. I was able to land the Dynamic Punch and take it. I really love Poliwrath, and I absolutely want to try to run him in the Mega Tournament here in Colorado that's going to be happening this weekend. So now it's Poliwrath against Kingdra. Again, I have no idea how this matchup plays out, but I'm just going to go straight for the Dynamic Punch. Ice Punch would still hit for neutral, but Dynamic Punch is just all around a way better move, and it gets stabbed. He lets it go through. Trying to get to that Ice Punch. Don't actually know if it would have been enough to take it out. But he goes for that Outrage. Thank goodness I shielded that up. I'm assuming he's going to commit a shield now. He does commit the shield. He's still staying in this. I should be able to beat the Kingdra to that Ice Punch, but he switches into his Honchkrow. I'm totally okay with this. Poliwrath is fast enough to get to these Ice Punches that I'm actually not worried about this Honchkrow at all. And shields are down now. Here comes another Ice Punch. This Honchkrow still hasn't thrown a Sky Attack yet. Holy crap, that does so much damage. Honchkrow is so glassy. I'm resisting these Snarls. And I'm going to shield this up because I want this Honchkrow to dump all of its energy into my Poliwrath. It had to commit its charge move right here because I would have gotten to Ice Punch. But this is exactly what I want. I can't bring anything in against this Honchkrow if it's loaded on energy. So now I'm going to bring in Charizard, and I get 3 Fire Spins off, but that Honchkrow was getting dangerously close to another charge move. Takes 4 Snarls to get to the Sky Attack or the Dark Pulse there, so in comes the Kingdra. Look at this amazing switch. He catches the Dragon Claw with his Empoleon. Amazing switch on his part. So I bring in my Shiftry, and we CMP tie here. I should have just accepted the fact that I was going to get hit by a Hydro Cannon and over-farmed more instead of CMP tying here. I could have undercharged this, but Snarl is not going to do a whole lot of damage. Ooh, I should have fully committed to the Snarl down right there. Yep. Because now I'm dumping my energy. Kingdra is going to feint me, and if I would have fully committed, I would have thrown a Leaf Blade on the Kingdra, and I'm just barely not able to get a Dragon Claw here. Amazing play on E. Walter's part. Crazy, man. What a good switch into the Kingdra. That's the great thing about Pokemon that have one-turn fast moves, like Dragon Breath, is you can make some really fast, clean switches because the animation is not very long for your fast move. Amazing play on his part, jeez. Definitely thought I had that match. I get a great lead here, so I am bringing Altaria in this match. Because I know my Altaria is going to beat his Kingdra. I do need to worry about that Frostlass, though. In comes the Kingdra, so I'm still going to stay in this. And at least throw a Sky Attack to draw a shield. I miss a bubble there, that is unfortunate. I get the shield, so it doesn't matter. Now I'm going to switch in my Poliwrath because I do not want my Poliwrath matched up against his Venusaur. So I'm going to put Poliwrath to work right here. I get to the Dynamic Punch before he's able to get to a charge move. I'm up 2 shields, and he has spent both of his shields on this Kingdra. I don't shield this, and it's only an Octazooka, but I do get the debuff. Very ballsy call on my part, though, not shielding that. And at this point, I should have just gone for Dynamic Punch. I don't know what I was thinking. Because I had enough for Dynamic Punch, and that would have definitely gotten this Kingdra closer to being taken out. Oh, I remember. I wanted my Altaria to come back in to farm down this Kingdra. That's why I didn't shield my Poliwrath. Alright, that makes sense. My Altaria is loaded with 2 shields. What does he have? Did he bring in his Frostlass? Nope, he's bringing in Venusaur, so what the heck is going to be in the back? Something weak to Altaria. I shield the Sludge Bomb. Shields are down, so I'm just going to throw this Sky Attack and get rid of this Venusaur. What is in the back? We lag. Oh, the suspense is killing me. What is it? It is a Honchkrow. Honchkrow is extremely glassy, and without shields, it's pretty much worthless. So this Sky Attack is going to be able to take it out. Really great games there, E. Walters. Honchkrow is a really good pick for this cup. I feel like it has a really high skill cap. So if you're able to line it up in the right scenario, you can do some amazing stuff. These last 3 battles are against one of my patrons, Good Little Squid. Shout out to Good Little Squid. Thank you for supporting the channel. He is running a Cloyster. Altaria has to be worried of that. So I switch in my Shiftry on his Alolan Marowak. Out comes Heracross, beautifully played by him. This is a straight up farmable scenario for Heracross. Doesn't need to shield. Can only fast move. I do have 2 Leaf Blades stacked back to back, and this is the right charge move to throw here. Both charge moves are going to be resisted, and Leaf Blade is all around a better move. So, but now he's got a loaded Heracross. I have to bring in my Altaria because here comes a flurry of close combats. Not going to shield this up. I'm going to resist it. And the Heracross is not able to get a second close combat off, but we're still even shields. Did he bring in the Cloyster? Because this is going to be rough. He did. If you look at my team of 6 and his team of 6, my Altaria has very favorable matchups against his team. It beats everything on his team except for Cloyster. So he recognized the threat and made sure to include Cloyster in his team of 3. Great heads-up play on his part. I correctly shield the Shadow Ball against that Alolan Marowak, and I'm just going straight Ice Punch spam here. The Dynamic Punch would be double resisted, so Ice Punch is the way to go. My Mud Shots are at least hitting for super effective, but I don't get stab on it, and it's not a very high damage move anyways. I'm trying to burn some shields here. He still does not shield that. I do not want to get hit by a Shadow Ball. So I shield this up. He baits me with Bone Club. Beautiful play on his part. In comes my Altaria. Down goes the Marowak, even though it had energy stored up. Out comes the Cloyster. Cloyster is not going to resist Sky Attack, but these Ice Shards are double super effective and are chunking me down. I'm not going to be able to get to another Sky Attack. But I have a loaded Poliwrath, somewhat loaded. I'm able to tank the Hydro Pump. Only way I'm going to be able to win this is if I bait with Ice Punch and then land a Dynamic Punch. But he's going to be able to hit an Icy Wind before I can do that. I was one mud shot away. It was very close still in that end scenario. But great plays, good little squid. Poliwrath is a solid wall to Cloyster, but not when you're down a shield and down health. So let's see how I adapt. I'm going to go for the Altaria Lead this time. Really hoping he doesn't lead Cloyster. But I have two answers for it in the back. So that's how I'm supplementing this Altaria. He leads the Cloyster. Wow. Great heads-up play on his part. So I'm going to switch in my Charizard instead of Poliwrath because I know he's going to switch out. So I want to save that Poliwrath in the back as a solid answer to his Cloyster. Now he shields up the Blast Burn on the Marowak. Good play on his part. This is a winning scenario for Alolan Marowak if it can land the Shadow Balls. He baits me with Bone Club, another great play. I'm just going straight Blast Burn again, assuming that he's not going to shield this. He lets it go through, but I need to win back Switch Advantage because of that absolutely terrible lead. I shield up the Shadow Ball. I overfarm just a little bit, and now I'm going to go for the Dragon Claw. No matter what, I'm going to go double Dragon Claw, but he lets it go through. So this is really what allowed me to win this match, is I was able to regain Switch Advantage, which is so crucial when you have a terrible lead scenario. And I still have enough health that I'm able to get to this Blast Burn. This is going to do a lot of damage if he lets it go through. He lets it go through. He still has a shield. My Altaria is going to be a great response to the Noctowl, so I'm going to bring it in, and then I'm going to assume that he's going to bring in that Cloyster, and that is why I saved my Poliwrath in the back. So I could have switched in my Poliwrath on that Cloyster, but no matter what, I knew he was going to switch out of that scenario because he wanted to maintain the Cloyster-Altaria matchup. And now this is a great scenario for me. He's able to get this Icy Wind before I can get my Dynamic Punch. I play this really stupid again. Why am I building to back-to-back Dynamic Punches here? Oh, stupid. I'm going to be double debuffed by these Icy Winds, so now it's going to do even less damage. Don't know what I was thinking, man. This is kind of early in the morning. Maybe my brain was not awake yet. I land the Dynamic Punch. He probably thought I was going to try to bait him. But now I can just go straight Ice Punch, and no matter what, he's within Ice Punch range. Even though I'm double debuffed and it's double resisted, still going to be able to take it out. So again, because I won that secondary matchup, I talked a lot about this in my How to Come Back After Losing the Lead video, which check that out if you haven't already. Some helpful stuff in there. That secondary matchup is the most important matchup of the entire match. Like, if you get the lead, that's great, but if they're obviously going to switch out, and then if you lose that secondary matchup, it's going to be very tough for you to come back because you have lost control of the match. So even though it's great to get the lead, you need to maintain switch advantage on that secondary matchup. So in my opinion, that secondary matchup is definitely the most crucial. So oftentimes I'm comfortable committing 2 shields there. Bronzong is a great response to Cloyster. However, if the Cloyster lands the Hydro Pump, this is a very close scenario. I know he's going straight Icy Wind, so I didn't need to shield that. I'm down a shield, but I won the lead scenario. So I'm still in control of this match, and I have a loaded Bronzong here. Swampert is an amazing pick for this cup, but it does not have the bulkiness that Whiscash does. And it doesn't have the nice typing resistances that Empoleon does. So I do like it with its Sludge Wave as well, though it can threaten the grasses still and threaten the fairies. I'm going to bring in Altaria. I'm going to resist everything that Swampert throws at me other than the Sludge Wave. But Sludge Wave is still not super threatening to me. He lets the Swampert go. He still has 2 shields. Out comes Heracross in the back. So no matter what, this is going to be good games. And in this scenario, you shouldn't even throw a charge move. If they still have 2 shields, I should fully commit to Dragon Breathing this Heracross down. If I had a Noctowl in this situation, I would be a little bit more worried because those close combats are going to be hitting me for neutral. But I'm just going to fast move down this Heracross. Actually, I catch the second close combat with Empoleon. Watch this thing get one-shotted. Boom! That thing got wrecked. Sacrificial Penguin. Those are the top tier plays right there. Thank you all so much for watching. If you want to help me get to the Portland Mega Tournament, there will be a link down in the description for my GoFundMe page. If you want to be on my friends list and train with me, there will be a link down to my Patreon down there. You can be a member. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video.